South Africa's history, from Dutch and Portuguese settlers to Malaysian and Indian laborers, have crafted one of the most diverse cuisines in the world. I'm living in Cape Town right now, and I've tried some pretty weird foods like zebra meat, but there are still a lot of local dishes that I haven't tried yet. So for the next 24 hours, I'm going to eat nothing but South African food. I'm starting the day with cake. Not just cake, but fat cake. That's what vetkoek translates to. This is a fried bread filled with curry mince, and it was invented by the Dutch settlers back in the 1800s. Reddit said that the best vetkoek is at the bakeries at the Golden Acre Mall, but that's a pretty sketchy area, so I'm gonna take an Uber to go there and try to find a place where I can film and not get robbed. Since I wasn't able to safely find vetkoek, change of plans, I'm going for a different food on my list called bunny. Initially, I thought this was literally bunny meat, but no worries, it's not. It's actually a hollowed out piece of bread with curry inside. It was invented in Durban by the Indian immigrants a long time ago. You guys are seeing me eat at peak anxiety because I'm in a pretty unsafe area and I have this camera out. So if you guys see me constantly looking around and looking a bit scared, that's why. Anyway, this smells super good. It smells like Indian food. Potato, lamb, inside of bread. You're actually supposed to eat this with your hands. So let me try doing that. One of the stories that I saw online as to how this food, as part of the invention of this food, is that during apartheid, Indians were not allowed to carry sharp cutlery like knives. And so that's why it was put into this form, because it's easy to kind of carry to work, I guess, but also you don't need knives and stuff like that, because some of the thinner types of breads would basically disintegrate with all of the meat and everything. It's supposed to be eaten with your hands, but I'm not going to do that because I'm in public and it's a pretty messy food and I'm just gonna make a total mess. So I'd rather just eat with my fork here. Maybe I'll do hands once I get deeper into the bread, but right now it's overflowing, so yeah, I don't want to do that. Also, this was 100 Rand. I just moved the entire table. Anyway, the lamb is good, but I have to say this is a very inconvenient food. I understand why traditionally it was made in a plain loaf of bread, but this would be much better in the type of bread that is better at holding food, because this is just breaking down kind of. Maybe let me try a bit of the bread. It's very wet, that's the thing. The issue is, it's not the type of bread that really is good for grabbing food. I'm just gonna commit to the hands, I guess. I can't. The pieces of meat are really big. Yeah, this is just not very fun to eat in public, in my opinion. Yeah, this would not be a go-to. It's just difficult, that's what it is. The flavor is good, but it's difficult. And quite honestly, I'm already stressed enough just being in this place. Rating is a 6, just because it's difficult and messy. I'm struggling to find the next bite. The meat. If you look at the meat pieces of lamb, I can't put that whole thing in my mouth. And this whole thing is just breaking apart. Yeah, I don't know. This might actually be a 5. It's just not convenient. Anyway, I'll spare you from watching me try to eat this. This is going to take me like an hour to eat because it's just so difficult. And I want to put my camera away, honestly. I almost got scammed, so I'll explain what happened so that this doesn't happen to you guys if you come here and visit Cape Town. I was looking for vetkoek in the Golden Acre Mall, and each bakery I went into didn't have it, so I kept looking around the mall. Around the mall, it was looking a little bit sketchy, and I didn't want to just turn around because then you look really lost if you're just walking in one direction and then you all of a sudden just turn around and walk the other way. I feel like that makes you look very lost, so I almost never do that. What I did instead is I walked into a mall that I saw, another mall that I saw on the same street, and as soon as I went into the mall, I knew I felt very out of place. It was very sketchy. I can't really say how it was sketchy because that's not politically correct. I was standing out in this place and I knew that I had to get out. So as I'm going to walk out, some guy in in uniform comes up to me and asks me where I'm going or what I'm looking for. He asked me if I'm looking for something. I told him I'm looking for a bakery. He starts helping me find the bakery, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go this way because I was walking back towards the original mall so that I could go back. I was kind of giving up on the vetkoek. I just wanted to get out of the situation, basically. And he tells me, oh, you actually can't walk in that direction because you need to get a ticket to go that way because that street is closed or something. And so you need to get a ticket. I'll take you, you can get a ticket. I'll show you where to get the ticket. I'll print a ticket for you. And I was like, okay, he's gonna print a ticket for me, no big deal, whatever. So I'm walking in that direction anyway. He's walking and I'm like, okay, whatever. And this guy is well-spoken, middle-aged, kind of fat dude, like not really someone that you're necessarily suspicious of. But then he walks me to an ATM. Red flags immediately, right? Like, why are we at an ATM? The ATM is not gonna give me a ticket. I know what an ATM is for. It's kind of ridiculous. So they start telling me, oh, here's the other thing. In retrospect, he walks me up to the ATM and there's a line for the ATM and they all just let me go to the front. That is such a scammy thing, right? It's obviously staged. But anyway, I walk up. I'm not going to put my card into the ATM or anything, but I'm there. And they're kind of cornering me in this ATM. And he basically says, yeah, you just need to print a ticket. It's free. Just put your card in and follow the instructions. And I'm like, I'm not taking a card out, obviously. And I don't say that to him. I'm just, just not responding really. And so they say, yeah, you just use anything with your name. I just honestly wasn't even responding. I was just looking for where I was going to walk away, basically. I try to walk away. They're kind of in my way. So you're in this situation. It's a very uncomfortable situation. And I can see how this scam could definitely work on certain people because some people, I'm very disagreeable. I don't care to upset people. I just don't care. So I'm gonna walk away, but they corner you and they kind of make you feel like you can't leave. Not physically, they don't grab you or anything, but you're basically cornered by the guy that walked me there and then these 5 normal looking people that are in line that are obviously in on the scam. And I walk away and they say, no, they're not gonna let you go that way. Like, they're not gonna let you go. You need a ticket, whatever. And I said, it's okay, I'll try. And they're like, no, the president is there, so you can't go that way, it's closed. At that point, their stories just sounded way too far-fetched and I just walk away. And I figured it was a scam. I didn't know exactly what they were trying to do, but I came home, looked it up, and it is a pretty common scam here in Cape Town, general South Africa. It seems like it's a thing. So something to watch out for. Basically, what they do is either they have some sort of machine there that is going to take your card details, or as you're doing it, they're gonna distract you and someone's gonna take your card, basically. ATM scam. I think it was an obvious scam. I can just definitely see how some people tend to be a little bit more of a people pleaser and they don't want to upset someone or walk away from someone if they're saying like, no, you can't go. So I guess this is, if you needed it, explicit permission, be very disagreeable when you travel. There will be a lot of scammers. I didn't honestly expect it here in Cape Town just because it's not exactly touristy in that way where there are a lot of scams and tourist stuff really, at least not in the areas that I've been around. But yeah, there definitely are scammers and they do exist and yeah, probably want to watch out for that. So small note for you guys, but anyway. I had an exciting meal planned for the final meal of today, but unfortunately I'm just too full from the bunny to have a full meal. So we're gonna push that meal to tomorrow for the final meal of these 24 hours. And right now I'm headed to the grocery store to see if we can find some South African snacks. First thing I got is some biltong. Biltong is basically like a dried meat. You might be thinking of jerky, but I find this way better than jerky. Don't know the exact difference, I'll figure it out, but both of these are beef, but they also had other meats like ostrich, I saw game biltong, I saw venison, and there were definitely a couple others. They also have different flavors, like there's a chili one that I really like, but I just wanted to get these small packets, and the small packets only really come in the original ones. So I have beef biltong. This is, I feel like, the most average original one. And then this one, I actually don't know how to pronounce this word. Let me figure it out. Oh, pronunciation. How to pronounce.
Drowers.
Drowers? Is that it? I don't know why I feel like that's wrong. Watch a different video.
So, what's drawers?
Drawers.
Today we're making all kinds of drawers. So
Drawers? I don't know how to say that, practically spitting as I say it, but anyway, it's another kind of dried meat. These are just the packaged ones. I know that they have the freshly sliced ones that are technically better, but those ones I find fattier and I don't really like fatty meat. So I think usually South African would like the fresher one, but I honestly like the packaged one because it tastes a bit drier. So we have these 2 snacks We also have some lychee. Lychee is not specifically a South African fruit, but it's very popular here in the summer. And so we got some South African lychees. I did notice they do look a bit different. Anytime I got lychee when I was in Canada, I'd always get the Asian style one, I guess, and it's red. The ones here are kind of pinkish, as you can see, which I initially just thought these lychees are bad, but I saw people happily buying them at the store. And so I figured, okay, I'll give it a try. And these are actually, this is how they look here. It's just a pinker lychee. Some of them are even a bit kind of brown, and these are perfectly good. I thought that they just were bad lychees, so I didn't buy them for the first month that I was here. But I saw so many people buying it at the store, and I figured, okay, well, I'll try this pink lychee, and yeah, let's try it today. I've been obsessed with these, to be honest. I've been eating them almost every day, so this isn't exactly a first-time taste test. None of these are. I tried biltong on the first day I got here, and candidly, I really, really loved it. The reason why I have a tangerine, I saw a different name. What do they call them here? Citrus fruit South Africa. I saw it at the store. It starts with an N. I don't know how to say this either. I think it's just a mandarin. Oh yeah, I think this might just be the name in some other language. I don't know if this is Afrikaans or if it's something else. Yeah, it's just a mandarin, really. They just have a different name for it here. And apparently, Reddit says people say that these taste way better than the tangerines that they've had in the past. So I'm curious to see if they actually taste better. Yeah, I mean, they do peel very nicely, which I did see. I did see that throughout Reddit, and I'm seeing it here. I just looked up the fruit. A loose skin tangerine, yeah. This came off in a very easy way. I don't know how to explain it, but let's find out. Smells, looks like a regular tangerine, but let's see. It's a good tangerine. If you get a box of tangerines, this is the best tangerine you get. So I assume that all the tangerines taste like that. So yeah, I would say above average tangerines. I find tangerines or clementines to be a very addictive fruit. I could easily eat like a whole box of clementines because they're just something about them is fun to eat, to peel them, to take off each segment. It's just a fun food to eat for whatever reason. Lychee is quite the opposite in my opinion. Peeling lychee is just annoying to me. Yeah, these are more annoying to peel and whatnot, but I love lychees. I also love the smell of lychees. I love lychee perfumes. Kind of rare and harder to find, but it's my favorite scent, so. Inside of the lychee looks exactly like the red lychees that you would typically eat, and honestly, I'd say the taste is pretty much the same. Yeah, average lychee, I like it. Again, I've been obsessed with these. I've been buying them almost every day. Sometimes I prefer to peel it with my teeth than to peel it with my fingers. Like I prefer to start it with my teeth, but the skin has a kind of weird taste, so I don't know. I assume a lot of you guys know what lychee is. I guess it depends what country you live in. Like if you live in certain countries, maybe you've never seen a lychee before. Anyway, if you come to South Africa and you see these pink lychees in the summer, these are also good. They're not lychees that went bad or are not ripe. All right, let's try the biltong. This is good, great protein source. It's also quite lean, so you don't get a ton of fat. So that's why I considered it as a major protein source. But yeah, it's basically dried meat. The texture is just way better than jerky. I think the flavor as well. Some beef biltong is really, really hard to chew, like really hard to chew. This is not bad though. Just these little pieces basically of dried meat. I love this as a snack. It's great when you want a little snack, but you want something that's not. I don't think this is super unhealthy. It's just dried meat. If you need to hit your protein at the end of the day, good little snack to hit your protein. That was biltong. Definitely recommend you try it when you come here. If you like meat, you're gonna love this. Now, these are, how do you say that? I'm not even gonna try to say it again. It was hard the first time. Let's just try these. So these are little bites. The original ones are kind of like a bigger sausage, but I just prefer the bites. So that's what I'm gonna have right now. I've had these before. I've had the chili ones are the best ones, especially if you like a little bit of spice. Chili ones are delicious, but I just got these ones for today because I wanted a small package. I like this more than biltong, candidly, but this is definitely fattier. This is probably not something that you can really eat every day. Hit your protein snack, this is way better. But as just enjoyable, I prefer these over here. A little bit fattier though. I'm gonna finish up these snacks. I'm not gonna eat anything else for the rest of the day because I'm really not too hungry, But I will see you tomorrow for the meal I'm most excited for. I'm starting today with a workout powered by all this South African food, and I'm working up an appetite for this final meal. Also before that, wanted to show you guys this. The clouds over Table Mountain this morning. I hadn't seen this before and it looks so cool. But anyway, back to the food. Boerwors is a type of sausage that originated in South Africa, and the government even has regulations on the types of meats that can be in there, what percentage has to be meat and fat, and other things like spices and whatnot. So they seem to take this food very seriously. Reddit said that the best boerwors in Cape Town is at a place called Carbros. It's about 4 kilometers away, so let's take an Uber to get there. It is extremely windy outside, so I bought the boerwors roll home. It was 47 Rand, I think. Napkins. It looks, wow, this is very saucy. It looks like it's a chip roll. You can see there are a lot of chips inside. I'm not the biggest fan of putting chips inside of sandwiches or hot dogs or anything. The only exception is a Venezuelan or a Colombian street hot dog. They're these little, very small, crispy chips, and they stay crispy. These big ones, they just get soggy inside of sandwiches, so I feel like it's kind of pointless. But anyway, I digress. The chips are actually really good though. I think this is Perry seasoning. I love Perry chips. There's nothing better. You can't even see the sausage because of all the chips. I'm gonna try to move them out of the way so that you can see at least. I don't know if you can even see. This is just too much in terms of fries. Underneath, I promise there is a sausage. We'll try to get through it. Yeah, this is just, it's just gonna completely break apart if I try to pick it up, so. I'll enjoy the fries for now, and then we'll see how we can try to eat this. Yeah, the issue is when you put fries in like this, they just get soft. So, all right, so we're now down to just the boerwors roll. So this should go a little bit better. You can see this is just too much sauce. I'm just not a sauce person, I guess, but I don't like when it's so saucy that everything gets soggy. And this is a sad bun, does not hold the sausage. I almost want to wipe off the sauce. The sauce is sweet, and I just don't like when savory things are sweet. This is subpar, I have to be honest. I've had much better sausages in my life. I'm thinking maybe let me try without the bread. Try to wipe the sauce, because the bread sucks, and it's just filled with this sauce. What if I just have the sausage alone? The sausage isn't bad, but there isn't anything really special about it. It's just a sausage. It's not spiced with anything that is interesting or doesn't have anything mixed in that is like it's just sausage. It's good. The sausage by itself, 6.5, it's decent. But with the bread, like the whole thing together, it's sad. It's a 3 or 4. Overall, I'm gonna rate the foods that I tried in these 24 hours a 5 out of 10. Very interesting mix of cultures, just execution was kind of underwhelming for me. There is one food I left out, which is the national dish of South Africa. It's called bobotie. I might be saying that wrong, but I'll put the spelling up so you can see it. I would recommend trying that when you come. I think it's actually better than everything I tried this week. I just didn't include it because honestly I'd already tried it and I wanted to try some new things. But yeah, that was probably the best South African dish I've had from my memory. So I do recommend tasting that one when you guys come. But that's gonna be it for today's video. If you want to keep watching, I'm gonna pop one of my last videos up on the screen. And if you want to see any upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday for another one.